For example, you probably wouldn't know that I was going to do that. Only I do. That I have the aggression inside of me to do that. Or perhaps it... one of those slow, goofy motherfuckers, being able to grab that. You know, that's what's gonna happen. So, right? And then, I come in, boom, boom. They're not gonna be able to do it. All right, so to make a long story short, they gas me until I fall asleep at 7 o'clock, which means I'm up at 3:30 this morning, actually. Feeling very aggressive, very angry. And it's hard for me to keep my cool. Like I just finished making a speech not too long ago. So I work out, and I try to keep the volume low, but to make a long story short, it puts me at odds with the other people who are living here. And I kind of know that in the back of my mind, but these drugs, they anything that would keep you from doing things, you fall through the things that you think of. So this is also, this is not the first time. This goes back. Probably around 14 years old is when I started playing music and having the urge to make a lot of noise. And the drugging probably started when I was about 13. I got my first diagnosis, first prescription drugs. So, yeah. I think it's very interesting how they're going to pretend like, that has something to do with a mental disorder when every symptom that they just now describe, which is the normal human reaction, not just to the environment, but to the drugging, only happened after I started taking their drugs. And they will only stop if I go through in life, if I have 4 or 5 years of being drug free. Yeah, and it's very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Because it automatically puts me at odds with these people, and that's how it starts. It starts with me being put at odds with the other people here. They provoke me, I get more angry. Then these people feel like they got to do something. Oh, this has got to stop, and whoop-de-whoop, and he's off his medication, he's disturbing us, and so on and so forth. Has nothing to do with mental illness. Has everything to do with the people who provoke you because of society's lack of an understanding of mental illness, and you and your family's inability to address the problem, because there really is nothing you can do about it, because that's the environment of society that you're in. So I think it's extremely unfortunate that we're dealing with these lowly dogs, and that that people aren't going to see it my way. I mean, we look at it. What made me wake up at 3:30 in the morning? Well, they drugged me until I got drowsy, and drowsiness is on record the side effect of the drugs. They gassed me until I fell asleep at 7. Until the gassing started, I wasn't falling asleep at no 7. I'd fall asleep pretty early, 9:30, but not at 7. I'd wake up like 5:36, not at 3:30. So by them doing this, they've changed my sleep patterns, and as a result, the people in my immediate environment are disturbed. You see what I'm saying? You see where they're going with this, and you see why it has to stop. And you can say, well, when the cops come, for you, it's not necessarily their fault, Well, when the final battle kicks off, however it kicks off, it is absolutely their fault. They went along with it. They could say, you know what, I'm putting my foot down, and I'm not going to go through with this. Even if it's not their call, even if it's the sheriff's call, and they're just giving their orders and they go and do it. They can still say, you know what, I quit my job because this is wrong, and then they start they could start, doing interviews with me and exposing the sheriff department and how it really works. But they're not going to do that, because they're not going to carry their cross. They're going to keep playing fucking stupid. They don't want to admit to themselves that the mental problems are actually with them. Their lack of morality, their lack of insight, and their lack of courage, their inability to do the morally correct, the right thing.